Hi, my name is Desonny. Yeah, I'm a Kadazan from Sabah. I've been running Charlie's for about, I think, coming to 6 years now, just over 5 years. All my life I've been doing food service. After SPM Form 5, I've been in food service, restaurant operation, in sales, in food, in equipment. So almost the whole spectrum of food service industry for the last probably 30 years, almost 30 years. I enjoy watching movies. Movie is something that I think is like a therapy. That's where sometimes we can get out of the real world and have inspiration, new ideas to stimulate our ideas and thinking. Cinema, it's a place that I must go. So now I'm deprived of cinema until recently. Charlie's Cafe, it's a social enterprise cafe. Started about 5 years ago. Started with a conversation with a dear friend, a dear family, good friend, our mentor. I said we wanted to set up F&B, but we only have talent. We only have talent, passion, and this friend loaned us a seed funding to start with. And after 5 years, this is where we go, and it has been a very exciting journey, very challenging. Why? It's something that we know how to do. All my life, food service, and my wife loves baking. So I use whatever experience that I have with Deborah, my wife, and with the patient that we can actually serve good food, value for money food, good comfort food, a food that when you bite something, it reminds you of your childhood or reminds you of your family members. I think the simple thing that we can do is customer can contribute 5 ringgit. With the 5 ringgit, we use to prepare meals, and we partner with Robin Hood Army and many other NGOs. We send the food, pack, and they will give to the targeted groups. So that is the simple thing, so that people will not go hungry. With opportunity, we also work with people from the Orang Asli groups or some neighborhood. They say, okay, I have this, would you like to buy? So we will buy. The only challenge with this community farming is that sometimes it's not consistent, but we will support whenever we can. They said, I have bunga kantan, I have pandan, will you buy for me? I said, yes, we'll buy. If we can see the wall here, we dedicate this wall for our journey of Malaysia. Something that when people see our country, they will love our country more. So with this wall that we can see about our friends from Songs and Story, they journey the whole country and share their story. So we are part of them to share the stories of wonderful Malaysia. Like the story behind Mount Kinabalu with the earthquake and everything, there's stories behind it. So many more things that we love to share about how Charlie's Cafe, it's a platform to share good story, love story, and good food of Malaysia. The best seller is chicken chop. People ask why chicken. Malaysia loves chicken. Fried chicken, it's everywhere. If we were to mention KFC probably have 700 outlets, over 30 million population. So we knew chicken chop, it's a must. So to have fresh chicken chop, yummy ones, it's a must. So we say, okay, we must survive. This cafe must survive. To serve the community, we must have good fried chicken chop. Then you said, beside rice, of course we have nasi lemak. And nasi lemak never go wrong. You must have a decent, good nasi lemak. People say the best nasi lemak is very personal. My mother nasi lemak, my uncle, my grandmother, my neighbor stall near the longkang is the best one. But nasi lemak is very dear to us. It's very personal. 1 ringgit nasi lemak to 20 ringgit nasi lemak, people still pay. More importantly is they like the sambal, they like the rice, and chicken never go wrong. We have at least 5 different types of chicken to go with nasi lemak. So we even have chicken chop in nasi lemak. So we have the best of both worlds. So this is one of them. Noodles, we have laksa. We started with curry laksa when we started the first day. Curry laksa, just one type. Then eventually we have Sarawak laksa. The customers direct say, hey, why don't you do Sarawak laksa? I said, what is Sarawak laksa? That was like 5 years ago. So we did a bit of research. I speak to a chef friend, then he created the recipe. But you see, Sarawak laksa has got different style. They have the Malay style, and we have the Chinese style. So in many parts of Sarawak also there's different type of Sarawak laksa. People can fight over Sarawak laksa. It's so passionate that Some people come to us in the first year when we promoted our Sarawak laksa, like, wow, this is not real Sarawak laksa. But I know it's okay, so we learn. So I said, then after a while, now it's on the 5th year, we realized that we have to define your own Sarawak laksa. You have to build your own character. And I think this is our version number 5, and we have already more or less finalized that this is the identity of Charlie's Sarawak laksa. It's not the same like your grandmother or grandfather or auntie or uncle, but this is Charlie Laksa Sarawak. And we are glad we are able to serve a good numbers of bowl every single day for the last 5 years. In the 90s, mainly restaurant operation. Until year 2000, I went into sales. Started selling, I still remember I walked the street of Bangsa to sell spoons. Teaspoon, coffee spoons. Then we started selling bar accessories like shaker, mixer. Then I grew selling blenders, many type of blenders, milkshake machine. So Bangsa was a place that I used to walk probably about year 2000 and all that. Bangsa and Sri Hartamas. And I started selling small things, eventually bigger. I went to kitchen equipment, coffee machines. Only towards 2011, I went to coffee, just a short period, about a year. After coffee, I went go back to operation. In the operation, I managed a cafe in a church in PJ. That numbers of people allow us to serve the community. That's where we're able to understand how a cafe can serve the community. That's where our our ideas came about, and we realized that from my experience in operation, Deborah baking, we realized that okay, A plus B, we can create something C, D, E, F, and learning from friends and all that, we are able to come out good food. And in F&B, people cannot only know how to cook, they must know how to market. They must know how to market, define yourself, set yourself apart from your competitor. Some people want to go to F&B because they want to get rich. If you want to get rich, it's not easy. One outlet is very hard to get rich. You have to have multiple outlets to get rich and become millionaire and all that. Yeah. So to us, it's more of serving the community to survive. We're able to train more people to run an F&B establishment. Number one is affordable. Quality of food. Service, we don't have much service. It's counter service. Probably about 5 years ago, if you do counter service in this part of the area, they said, you're expensive, you are counter service, but you sell this price. But we hardly increase price in the last 5 years. Most of the time, we give decent good food. Our chicken are never frozen. It's all chilled, delivered daily from the market here. So it's a halal Muslim supplier. Chilled chicken only, no frozen. And quality we go. Then service, we have simple, straightforward. People come here, they feel like they wear short pants, wear short pants or Bermuda with slipper, they feel comfortable. People put on tie also, they feel comfortable. Then cleanliness is very important. We spend a lot of money in cleanliness. For the last 5 years, we spend money on hand nets, we put it glove, we have sanitizer, we have antibacterial soap since day one when we had here. So when we had the new norm, we quite easily we can adapt to all this. Even the toilets, if people come into a toilet, they'll remember. We probably one of the best toilets for F&B in Taman Desa, and even better than some homes. Yeah, so that is what our customer told us, Even children, they say, Mommy, I want to go to the toilet. Because they remember when they go to this toilet, they feel clean and they want to eat here. So this is very unique, A lot of people do not want to invest in the toilets and all that. You go in, you smell, You can smell, we put in spray, antibacterial spray and all that. So this is small little thing that will eat up into your profit. For people who wants to get rich in F&B, it's not worth it. But I think it's good, something that people will remember and cherish you. Yeah, so when we had pandemic recently, people know, Charlie's Cafe is clean, it's safe, and you see, we purposely allow our kitchen open so people can see through our kitchen, nothing to hide. Yeah, so this is where we differentiate ourselves. Yeah, it's the running day to day that will sap your energy. You will lose more than your money and you can lose health. Yeah, so If it is not your calling, don't waste time to do F&B. So even nowadays, I think if you go coffee shop, your food you eat cincai, very soon they will close. Because the market are now very demanding. Very demanding. Sometimes you go and eat, we want to support 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. You see them 3 time, 4 time, you more or less know they can make it or not. Because it's consistency. But I think I totally understand. You say food, if you cannot finish, it'll go to waste. You cannot recycle your food. If you recycle your food, you're in trouble. Why? Tomorrow people come, hey, how come yesterday the chicken soft one, tomorrow the chicken hard? Then people know that the chicken rice is recycled chicken rice. So you lose that consistency. So this is where the quality comes in. Quality cannot. So it's the same. To us, they say, hey, like this, ini tak boleh, we cannot serve. I will tell them, sir, sorry, I'll switch off. Like in Grab, everything, we don't have this one, we will tutup that menu. We say, sorry, we don't have. Because we don't have such quality ingredient at the time. You have to ask questions. You have to read the customers. I'm blessed that year 2006 to 2011, I used to work in a multinational company. That was, it's called Unilever. So under Unilever, I was working in one division called Food Solution. So I was doing sales. So I was doing in hotel, restaurant, and cafe. I walked the streets in Klang to door to sell food ingredient. Then eventually, I went to key account management. A key account is handling big brands like KFC, Pizza Hut, Chicken Rice Shop, those multinational brands. That's where I learned how they launch product. So I am not a trend chef. I'm not a cook, but I'm able to more or less understand how the food being done, and I will tell a cook how to prepare, how it is to be served, what kind of taste to come out. That's it. So you don't have to be a chef to be a food or F&B entrepreneur. More importantly, you must understand the market. Even you have the best food, if the market says it's not the best, you have to throw it out. You have to ask a lot of questions with the customer. You have to see how they eat. You must think what kind of target audience for that, what kind of food. You know, people ask me, Sonny, why don't you decor your food properly? And say, sorry, I don't have the time to decor properly. We make it just simple, nice to eat. Then people will remember. Pretty is pretty in the photo, but the taste, people will remember more. I think pretty, it's fair to say, like IG and all that, attract people to come. They can come one time, they eat. If the taste and the photo do not match, and people won't go to your place anymore. Frankly speaking, we don't have the luxury of manpower to go and garnish nicely, cut, pattern. We would love to, but we are not able to. We rather have more time to invest into ingredient, to prepare everyday fresh gravy. We have to prepare fresh laksa gravy every day. It's better than having it pretty lah. We somehow managed to get the right target audience, and nasi lemak is easy to eat. People can eat in the morning, can eat in the afternoon, can eat in the evening, and chicken never go wrong. Yeah, as long as your chicken marinated well, people eat the chicken suka, the portion is okay, they will pay. Sometimes I go to the market. Once in a while, I go to the market. Most of the time, I go to NSK. And there's nothing to it. I go to NSK because the price is very consistent. So far, for the last 5 years, I think the fluctuation of price in NSK is quite consistent. It doesn't fluctuate like suddenly spike up and down. In the market, sometimes fluctuates too much. Like that, you know, it follows the weather later, but NSK has been quite consistent. So easier for us for costing. After COVID, I don't know whether I used the word correctly, but I think we lost a bit of family crowd. We hope they will come back again slowly. If we get secure, a bit more comfortable, they'll bring more children. We have opened our dine-in for the last 8 weeks now, and we realized a bit more people coming in the last 2 weeks, a bit more families. We have big groups of families those days. Family, when I say family, is at least 4 to 5 people, 6 people. The parents like our chicken chop, you know, the children like chicken chop. One young people, children can eat the whole chicken chop. Chicken chop, they like laksa, we have nasi lemak, and they like our durian gelato. Some parents will just take away our butter cake. So it's all simple, non-hipster food. Nowadays, we see our crowd is younger now. More people in the 20s, early 30s. Those days, more like family. Now, a bit more younger. I believe during the MCO, our social media presence somehow exposed to young people now, I realize. So, if the last 3 months, I will say, Laksa Sarawak is running very fast now. I think those days, not many young people eat Laksa Sarawak. But now we see younger customers having Laksa Sarawak. And people are slowly embracing what is Laksa Sarawak all about. We wanted to go into office crowd at that time. It works to a certain extent, but now with post MCO, we are struggling. We are really struggling. It's not so good experience for the time being. And it's very challenging because it's office, and now I think the workforce are going back like about 50% only. Not much of strategy, but from day one when we started in 2015, we chose to have social media presence. We invested X amount of money in social media. The first 2 years, 2015 to 2017, Facebook. I didn't go to IG because I said, what is this man? Photo only, you know. But I think for the last 2-3 years, we only learned a bit more about IG, how IG is as powerful as well. But Facebook was the turnaround point, and we had, I think, good story. Charlie's Cafe, people understand that Charlie's Cafe paid forward. Charlie's Cafe served the community. Charlie's Cafe served good food. So Charlie's Cafe, durian ice cream. You know. So people understand. So to some, what is Charlie's Cafe? Oh, Charlie's Cafe paid forward. So we are able to communicate that in Facebook. We do a lot of sponsored posts. People ask me, do you do targeting? No, I chincai only. I didn't know. I didn't go to anything. I just try lah. I said explore myself. I didn't even use PC. I only do mobile Facebook. Then I learn a bit, study, trial and error lah. Sponsored. I say sometimes got respond, but I thought 5 years ago was cheaper lah to do. Now I think I cannot do chincai anymore. You have to do very targeted. What kind of dish for different kind of audience, and I think we cannot afford to do it now because, let's say I want to target food delivery market. There's so many people food delivery. My money is like, if you say 3 ringgit also, I cannot do anything. Those days I can do sponsors for 3 ringgit for one day. You know, sometimes I do 5 ringgit only. I think lady are decisive. Ladies make decision. Ladies love laksa. Ladies love dessert. They like cakes, simple cakes and all that. And we have always targeted above 30s lah. Those days. Only the last probably 2 years ago, and lately because of MCO, we're getting younger people in 20s now. But if not because of social media, if not because of media like The Star or bloggers who wrote about us. Adrian Kale was the first one who published about us. Then Malaysian Insider. Then we have Free Malaysia Today. So when you Google Charlie's Cafe, there are many stories about us. Not many people have so much privilege, especially F&B coverage as much as us. So if you ask me how I do it, I think it is at the right place, the right story, the right food, right concept at the right time. I think about 2 years ago, I lost my FB page, got hacked. I don't know, somehow, somewhere, the page just gone. Then someone asked me for, I think 1,000 or 2,000 US. I said, you take the site and give, you keep. So I rebuilt a new one. That was, I think at that time, I was so frustrated. I said, hi, yo, game over, finished. That time was 20 over 1,000, 20 over 1,000 likes. But I now realize that 20 over 1,000 likes versus now may not be useful already. Because when we rebuilt the last 2 years, was the right audience who already know us, that will like us because they know us. So very targeted. I hardly do sponsored posts the last 2 years, but whatever I post, the exposure and the engagement is correct. But those days, I don't know, every Tom, Dick and Harry like my page, I think. Yeah, but now we know this is the targeted one. I didn't know what to sell, so I sell this. I'm just being honest. You see, during MCO, we never post anything about me, and never about food, everything. But I think during MCO, I tried lah. I want to be influencer myself, so I makan lah. Watch me makan my own food, which hardly any owner do that. So, but I thought I tried lah, and it works. And I realized, hey, very good engagement, no? I said, but it was fun. So we had so much engagement. We had so much WhatsApp people ask, and yeah, during MCO it was fun. I tried a lot of things. I know what works, what don't work, but whatever works this week may not work next week. So this is the pain of content creation of an owner, DIY. Yeah, it helps. People see the real us. There's nothing to hide. The person with the mask on and without mask on is the same. What you see us is what you get. There's nothing to hide. That's real us. If you see us outside, see us at home, see the kedai is the same. Yeah. People always think that entrepreneur is kaya. It's rich. Only rich people can be entrepreneur. The best thing about entrepreneurship journey is freedom. Freedom, you're able to do whatever you want. Because of entrepreneurship, I see my children every day. We stay very near. I'm able to send my children to school every day. My children can come and meet me when I work. My children can come and eat here. So most of my customers have seen my children here. For the last 5 years, my children helped us out. One of my daughter, she's about a few months old when we first opened here. Now she's already coming to 6. There is a family behind this brand. So some of them see sometimes we post in IG, they say, hey, this girl's grown up already. It's the pressure lah. The pressure is unbelievable. But managing a pressure, how you manage your pressure, it's more important lah. Pressure, everything lah. Work pressure. You have to manage your cash flow. You have to manage your food costs. You have to manage your employee. Employee is the toughest lah. You have to face customers, different type of customers. Yeah, so the pressure is not easy. I think I'm blessed. I have children. I have 4 children. Yeah, my eldest son is now 18. Then I have my daughter who is 15. Then I have another one 11. Then I have another one at 6. So I think somehow they are the one that is my courage and my, how do I put it, motivator lah. Yeah, these are the people who is surrounding me. My wife, my wife is a superwoman. You don't see her because she always behind the scene lah. She doesn't want to be in front. She's the anchor lah. She's the very important person behind. We are humbled to be able to serve thousands of meals to the targeted group, to the street friends, to the laborers, to the security guard, to the postman, to the policeman, to the fireman, to all walks of life that we have given away foods. I think this is the biggest achievement. Money cannot buy. And I think it's a legacy. I believe for the last 5 years, I think humbly I will say we do about 30 to 50 meals a week. That is minimum I'm talking about. Some days are more. But the last 5 years, you see how many weeks time, let's say 30 meals, thousands of meals around. People say, have you recorded anything? I say, I never really record, but we know lah. We have X amount and we know people contributed and we immediately given out and all that. If it doesn't cost you an arm or a leg, I think everyone deserves a chance to be helped. If you say money, then people want money, give me money, then tomorrow we find the money again. But if you cannot afford to give 1 million, you give 10 ringgit, 100 ringgit, 10 ringgit. But giving is many ways. Sometimes you can give talent. Sometimes you cannot afford to give money, then you give people food. People will appreciate. Over the MCO, we have people who asked us, they said they wanted to have meals. I said, I cannot send you meals every day. So what we did, I said we changed the other way around. We send them rice, we will send them eggs, we send them canned food, we send them coffee, we send them tea, sugar and all that. So we get a Grab car, we put inside and say send to this address. And this person was shocked. Said, sorry, we cannot send you every day, but this is what we can send to you that I think you can last you at least 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah, that was something different. There are ways to help people. Okay, the biggest challenge will be, I think, the MCO during the COVID-19. It is the turning point. You see, May 2020 is our 5th year. Okay, so when MCO started in March, we don't know what to expect, but I said we must survive. At all costs, we must survive. Why? Because behind the team members, there are families. So every day we will do our best, deliver our best, and just serve the best that we can. And true enough, not only we are able to survive and serving the customers, we are also able to serve food to the poor at that time, concurrently during the whole MCO. Every alternate days we are able to do it and serve. Every single day we have customers paid forward. We prepare meals to give free meals to the drivers, to the Grab car, Grab food, the Lala Move, the postman, the people who pick up the rubbish and everything. We are able to give away meals. That was very challenging and yet fulfilling. Okay, very simple. You must choose your customer base. You must choose your battle. End of the day, you must think. You say, every month I must make this much. And make this much, you must understand who is your customer within 1 kilometer. Then you must see your customer within 5 kilometer. And who is your customer within 5 and 10 kilometer. So people ask us, they said, in the beginning, when we planted this place, I always think my customer base is Taman Desa. Always think Taman Desa. So we do our menu based on Taman Desa. But coming back, because of Facebook, we're able to do, I promoted my customer base bigger. 5 km, 10 km. And because of Chincai, I didn't know what to do. I dragged until 20 km. So on weekends, we have customers coming from Subang for chicken chop, for straw laksa and all that. But that was 5 years ago. But that Chincai of 5 years ago, we still have the same customers coming for the last 5 years. Every weekends, we have these people coming back from far areas. But I'm not saying that everyone can do this. But if you are starting young, you must start a small base within 5 kilometers customers. Who is your 5 kilometers customers? The male or the female? The single or the family? The office crowd? So different kind of food attract different type of customer base. So in our case, we choose to be pork free because we want to be a muhiba makan place. We can get Malay, Chinese, Indian, East Malaysian come together and eat. And that, I think, we are quite successful the last 5 years. People come, all walks of life people come. People come with 2 ringgit, they can eat. 10 ringgit, they can eat here. They can eat a decent chicken chop rice, 9 ringgit 90 cents. Water, no charge. Yeah. Risk taker, I think to a certain extent, yes. I started this place 5 years ago, and my youngest now is 6. She was like a few months old when I started this place. So you can think whether I'm a risk taker or not. Only one way, you must survive to help others. If you cannot help yourself, how to help others? Yeah. So a lot of people ask, how do you want to survive? It's good food lah, because you're a restaurant. If you got a restaurant, you want to serve the community, but you have a lousy food, who wants to go and makan in the shop? You must have a good food. That is the key. And don't be greedy. You cannot be greedy. Your price, you cannot sell too high. People say, why is your price cannot be selling too high? I said, I cannot afford because I know my standard lah, You cannot position yourself too atas if you're not atas ambience and you're not even atas clientele. Yeah. So you must understand your core 5 kilometer customers with your food menu. Then you must be daring. Now, because of delivery, I think Grab for the last more than 1 year, we are able to serve as far more than 10 kilometers customers because of Grab, if possible. In the beginning, when we first opened the shop, we operate from 7:30 in the morning to 10 at night. I think we operate almost 2 years like that. Don't be stupid like me. I thought I can serve breakfast, lunch, dinner, tea time, everything I can do. Then I realized after a few years, we are smarter now. We have somehow targeted audience that we only choose lunch and post MCO because of a lot of people don't come out in the evening now. The new norm, we are not open for dinner. So for the last 8 weeks now, we only do lunch. But takeaway and delivery are available until 7:30. But soon, we are working about opening one evening on weekdays. Why? It's because we want to make sure we open at that time, we have customers come in. So I don't waste resources, we also don't waste our customers' time, and we also don't waste energy, and still serve the customers well. I think vendor is very important because during the MC and all that, some vendors, they really help us out. They said, okay, for the payment and everything, we work with them and they give us a breathing space and all that. But this is a relationship that we must make. You cannot just pluck from the sky and do it. It's a relationship that you must hold on. It's like walking together. No, I never knew that I'll become entrepreneur. I never know that I'll run my own restaurant. Never. I only think that I will be an employee forever and ever. Of course, there were once, I'll still remember this conversation. That is probably about 90s. It was in Bukit Bintang. I was working in a small cafe at that time. This guy told me, he said, one day you'll become a boss. I laughed at him. I laughed so loud. Ha 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 ha! I mock at him because he's my regular customer. I serve him coffee every day. One day you'll become a boss. Trust me. But I can't remember who is he. Every time I'll share the same story and I laugh at myself and I tell my wife laughing. But it's so real, no? You never know. What I can advise people, especially young people, it's prepare yourself. When you are young, learn as much. Money is not everything, even though everything needs money, but you must have enough experience. Learn as much as you can. Learn from the best that you can. People say learn from YouTube, true, but it is different learning from the real entrepreneur face to face. It's different. As for me, I think for the last more than 20 years, I am blessed that I'm able to work with different type of bosses, very tough bosses, the bosses that so tough on you that you feel like punching their face. But because of their toughness, you are now here able to make those hard decisions because of the experience and that business acumen that they taught us, they challenge us. That is my experience now where I'm running now. Everything must say can. If cannot, after you try. Before you try, don't say cannot. If you say you cannot before you try, that means you bluff yourself. You must try. You must be able to be a visionary. Understand, like delivery market. I personally knew 5 years ago that it will go, but if I started 5 years ago, I was so greedy, I wanted to start 5 years ago, it will not work. Because, why? Because the market was not ready yet. I think, why not? Because I want to survive. So, our cost is already fixed. If we have whatever income additional, it's all additional from 10 km customers. These 10 km customers will not travel, go through traffic jam to come. They are willing to pay that delivery 5, 7 or 9 ringgit to Grab to get your food to them. It's already powerful enough. We are glad that we choose to be part of Grab. If Grab is not there, vendor like us will not be able to serve so much food to many other people. I think it's about volume game and able to have good food to other places. The only reason that you will fail is your food is not good. If your food is good and it can go through delivery, then it will go through. See, when we started 5 years ago, I realized that this place, we will build hundreds of outlets. We want to build 100 outlets. I think it's true. But to build 100 is not easy because you need talent. So I have revised that. I think we must build more talent and train more talent from the indigenous group of people who are like me. I never like study. I don't like to study. But some people they learn better when they work. So now we are slowly trying to identify more talents that we can train through working. That means they work and yet they get trained to be entrepreneur. So that is my vision, to build as many talent to be entrepreneur as possible. So I think human capital is more powerful. To build more talent is more powerful than building so many outlets. I think that will be the best way moving forward. It's about talent, it's about the people. It's about the people that we can build and train to learn. So to us, we share our journey, we share our talent, we share our experience.